Before the Toronto Raptors played their second game of the regular season this year, they put out this hype video.
Forget that he left and he left, and that he left too. They couldn't bring us what we wanted. Enjoy this for what it is. This could be the greatest year we've ever had. This could be the greatest player we've ever had. The conference is not the goal. The goal is to be the last squad standing.
To me, watching that hype video is incredible just based on what Kawhi has done, and I've gotta say, even with the weight of Canada on his back, Kawhi Leonard has not only delivered, but he has also outplayed his expectations. I say this because headed into the finals, Kawhi is currently first in the playoffs in total points, first in total steals, third in total rebounds, and he's also first in win shares and second in PER. This is even more impressive when you consider the fact that Kawhi just outplayed Giannis, the man many are saying is this year's MVP, in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the thing is, this is nothing new. Kawhi has been doing this throughout his entire career. On offense in recent seasons, he has carried his team, while on defense, you can find him guarding superstars like Giannis. A fact that, in my opinion, proves that while we were not watching, Kawhi Leonard has become the best two-way player in the world. Because of the injury, we forgot. Because of the drama, we forgot. Because of everything that happened to Kawhi Leonard last season, we forgot just how ridiculously good this man is at basketball. And the thing is, really, that should come as no surprise. Because throughout Kawhi Leonard's entire career so far, the man has been both overlooked and underappreciated. In high school, ESPN ranked Kawhi just 56th overall in the class of 2009. Coming out of college, Kawhi would fall all the way to the 15th pick in the draft, and even when he was finally taken, the team that drafted him would trade him away. Then, even on the Spurs, Kawhi would not be named an All-Star until his 5th season, despite the fact that in his 3rd season, he would win Finals MVP due in large part to the incredible defense he played on LeBron James. From there, though, behind an amazing work ethic and drive to become one of the all-time greats, Kawhi Leonard developed from just another solid player in the Spurs system to a true NBA superstar. Again, he would make his first All-Star team in year 5, and in that same season, he would finish 2nd in the MVP voting behind Steph Curry and was named to the first team All-NBA. Then, the very next year in 2017, Kawhi would finish 3rd in the MVP voting and again was a member of the first team All-NBA. On top of this, 2 years ago, before the injury happened, Michael Jordan himself went on record and said Kawhi was, quote, the best two-way player in the game right now and is probably the best in the game. He was just 25 years old at the time, and just based on how players naturally progress, we should have expected the dominance we have seen from him this season. Before we continue, guys, I do want to say thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you don't know what SeatGeek is, it's basically an app that takes all of the best ticket prices from around the internet and puts them all in one place on their app for you guys to get the best deal. And the cool thing is, it's very easy to see what the best deal is because SeatGeek scores every single ticket on a scale from 0 to 100 so you can get the best deal. Also, when you click on the ticket you might want to buy, SeatGeek gives you a preview of the seats that you might be sitting in so you can get an idea of the experience you might have and then base what tickets you want to buy based on that 0 to 100 scale and the preview. Which means, guys, if you want the best tickets for the best prices, download SeatGeek right now and use the promo code 2KMike for $20 off your first order. The link will also be in the description, and for now, let's continue with the video. But despite all this, when the argument of who is the top player in the NBA comes up, you rarely find Kawhi's name in the discussion. In fact, headed into this season, it was hard to find Kawhi's name on anyone's top 5 list. Bleacher Report would rank Kawhi 7th, ESPN ranked him 8th, and Sports Illustrated went as far as to drop him out of the top 10 to number 12. This was clear disrespect to Kawhi, but again, we forgot just how good he was, and now he has reminded us. Because before this season started, the Toronto Raptors made a huge move and traded away DeMar DeRozan to take a risk on Kawhi. They knew that he might only be in Toronto for 1 season, but they also knew that he was a franchise-changing player who could get them their ultimate goal, the first championship in Toronto Raptors history. With that said, said though, despite the fact that the Raptors had an awesome season, again, Kawhi Leonard spent most of that season in the shadows. Because when we look back at the biggest storylines of this year, it seems like all anyone was talking about was the MVP level leap that Giannis made, the ridiculous stats that Harden was putting up, or the insane fact that LeBron James actually missed the playoffs. So sure, while early on the Raptors did get some media time, as the season continued, they fell out of the headlines despite the fact that for them, they were having a historic season. This year, Toronto finished with the second most wins in their franchise history, and with their Game 7 win against Philadelphia, the Toronto Raptors made just their second Eastern Conference Finals ever, and they were not done yet. With that said though, let's focus on the Sixers because we have to remember, the 76ers were no scrub team. In Game 1, Philly started out the series with Jimmy Butler, a four-time member of the defensive All-NBA, guarding Kawhi, and Kawhi torched him for 45 points. He outplayed Jimmy so badly that the Sixers immediately switched up matchups and tried using Ben Simmons to stop Kawhi the very next game. And as we all know, that did not work out, but you cannot blame Simmons. Kawhi has just reached a new level because remember, not only did he put up a historic performance against a good defense on the offensive end, but he also locked up Ben Simmons on defense. To me, that is what makes Kawhi the best player in the world right now. He is a legitimate two-way player, a superstar on both offense and defense, and going even further here, against the Sixers, Kawhi was so dominant that his own teammates actually told the media that they needed to help him out more. As Kyle Lowry said after Game 3, quote, "We've got to help him." I was literally saying it during the game. We have to help him. He's doing everything he can possibly do offensively and defensively to win games, and myself, I'm not helping him enough. That statement is crazy. Before the season started, Lowry made it obvious that he was very unhappy that his friend DeMar DeRozan was traded for Kawhi, but now Kyle has been so impressed by Kawhi's play that he practically apologized to him for not being better. That's just how good Kawhi has been though. To show you what I mean, right now there are just two non-big men in NBA history who have averaged over 30 points and 8 rebounds a game in the playoffs while shooting over 50%. The first is LeBron, who has put up this type of stat line 4 times. The second is, of course, Kawhi Leonard. On top of all of this, Kawhi has also proven to be the type of player you want with the game on the line. And in my opinion, never was it more obvious that Kawhi has evolved into a true alpha dog than it was in Game 7 against Philly. As for the game, Kawhi would take a staggering 39 shots, and sure, his percentage wasn't the highest as he connected on just 16 of those attempts, but more importantly to me, despite the misses, Kawhi still had the confidence in himself to put his team on his back, while his teammates also let it be known that it was his team. And of course, this is what ended up happening. And then against the Bucks, it is at this point in the video where I want to take a deeper look at Kawhi's defense in the Eastern Conference Finals. Because against Milwaukee, if we look at what Kawhi did specifically when guarding Giannis, first off, we can see that for the series, Giannis shot just 45% from the field. A very big drop off from the 58% he shot during the regular season. Kawhi Leonard was the main reason why. Because when looking at the 3 players that guarded Giannis for at least 10 possessions per game during the Eastern Conference Finals, we can see that Kawhi undoubtedly did the best. He led up the least points per possession, the least team points per possession. He had the best point differential and the best team point differential. This is the kind of dominance you see out of a true NBA megastar. This is why I think Kawhi is the best two-way player in the world. And now, of course, he is about to face the ultimate test, because headed into the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors, it is obvious that Golden State knows just how great Kawhi has become. Steve Kerr has said, quote, "He was already pretty damn good, a Finals MVP in 14. He had become a full-fledged superstar 5 years ago. He's playing at an incredibly high level right now." And when asked to compare this version of Kawhi to previous years, Sean Livingston said, "You can tell, he's put the work in his game. I think he's had the physical tools. That's what teams drafted him on. But I don't know anybody expected him to be this good." That's a credit to himself. putting the work in. And at the end of the day, that's all Kawhi Leonard knows. He puts his head down, he puts the work in, and the results follow. Which means, guys, now we are about to see what Kawhi can do against the Golden State Warriors, and I've got to say, I am so excited to see if he can prove himself as, again, the best two-way player in the world. I think Chuck Swirsky, a man who did play-by-play for the Raptors for over 10 seasons, said it best when he said, quote, "I think when it's all said and done, Kawhi Leonard will be looked upon in this season as perhaps having the best season of anyone in a Raptor uniform with what he's able to do both ways." So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. If you love basketball, I do videos like this. I look at NBA conspiracies. I do NBA what ifs. What I'm saying is, if you're a basketball fan, subscribe so you don't miss a video. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music. By the way, if you're still here while the music is cued, here are two videos I think you are going to love watching. All you have to do is just click on either one of them on the screen right here. And other than that, guys, again, have a great day and peace.